my name is Welch, and you're watching episode 14 of The Vault on the Down and Out Blading YouTube channel. In today's video, we're going to go back to 2004. We're going to watch a tape that has footage on it from the Vicious Tour when it went through Arizona. The skaters on this tape were Cheshire, Jeff Stockwell, Pancho Barrera, and Sean Santamaria. Now, this was the very first Vicious Tour, and it was like a family trip. And it took place right after we flew everybody to San Diego to do a photo shoot to promote the brand. We printed a bunch of shirts in the backyard, very DIY style. We did a photo shoot with a bunch of snakes. You might have seen that ad before. Well, this is one of the tapes from that trip, and this tape was actually filmed by Lonnie Gallegos, who was with me to film second angles. And then we had Ryan Schude with us from Daily Bread to shoot photos of the tour. So let's check out this video, but before we do that, make sure and hit the like button, subscribe to this channel. If you haven't already, hit the bell icon to be notified anytime I upload new videos. Let's see all the skating action from episode 14 of The Vault right now. The first spot on this tape is a ledge in Flagstaff, Arizona. This is just like a cinder block ledge over gravel and cedar chips maybe. But it's definitely kind of sketchy if you come off early. We got Stockwell skating it, we got Pancho skating it, and Sean Santamaria. I'm not sure what Cheshire was doing, but he was not skating this ledge at this time. Lonnie Gallegos is the one filming this, and I'm somewhere out of sight filming long distance. And I know Stockwell laced a backside. We might have already seen it. I didn't notice, but they skate the thing pretty hard, but there's not a lot of stuff that goes down on this ledge. The thing about this footage on this tape and a lot of these Vicious tapes is there was supposed to be a Vicious Tour video that never came out. Now, there's a Vicious Tour edit. There's two of them. You may have seen them. They came out around 2004, right after this, but I was going to make a feature-length video, and there's some tricks on this tape, on other tapes, that have never been seen before. So my goal with all of this is to capture all of these Vicious Tour tapes, lot of clips. I pull out the good clips, I put them in a folder, I up-res them to HD with the plan of eventually editing and finally releasing the Vicious Tour video, which will be a shorter video, but I'm pretty excited because it's been almost 20 years since this tour, so kind of a little bit late to the table, but it's going to be sick. Now, we've got Pancho skating this rail by himself, which is not, the fun thing to do, especially when you have three other good skaters with you, but nobody wanted to skate this rail except Pancho. And Pancho tried to skate this rail a lot. Like, I went ahead and cut out maybe 20 attempts. So he tries this forever, and he eventually gets it. But if you notice, his shirt, the Vicious Medusa shirt, the Vicious Medusa flag. Sean Santamaria has got the Vicious Backyard shirt. All three of these were printed. We made stencils, and we printed them all in the backyard. Pancho almost had it. Not quite. But yeah, so it was a totally DIY, start to the brand. We actually didn't have any shirts made or anything. We didn't really have anything, so we just made everything the week before tour so those guys could have clothes or shirts for this trip, and they came out really good.
It, man.
Chris Pill is the one who made all the screens and stuff, so he was the artist who designed the logos. Very cool. It's also very hot here. I remember it being so hot. You could see Pancho sweating, which is kind of cool because right now it's negative 20 degrees where I'm at. It's supposed to get down to negative 25 with a negative 50 wind chill. So seeing this warm weather skating kind of takes me back to the summer of 2004 here in Flagstaff. Now, Pancho's getting some motivation from Stockwell, who Stockwell could have killed this rail, by the way, right? Just think of all the rails, or all the tricks that Stockwell could have done on this. It is a total Stockwell rail. Pancho really wants this true spin Mizu. And obviously, Pancho is known for his Mizu variations, sweat stance to drop rail and being a blind. He's done crazy true kind grinds. I'm a Mizu person. I love Mizu people. And there we go. True Mizu laced. He is stoked. So, yeah. Pancho and I are on the same page when it comes to loving Mizus and Mizu variations. My favorite trick. And I know a lot of people hate weasels, but you know what?
3 cheers.
Forget about you. Best trick. So yeah, and this is the last. No, actually, I take it back. We do go to a skate park here in Flagstaff, which is not on this tape. Here we're celebrating Pancho's victory of the rail. There's Sean Santamaria. That's the backyard shirt that Sean's wearing that we screen printed backyard. When that went into production, we sold thousands of that shirt. I mean, that was a very popular shirt. If you had that shirt, let me know in the comments below. And let me know what Vicious gear you had in the comments below. And I'd love to know what your favorite Vicious release was, because we did a lot of cool stuff. So what was your favorite Vicious release? Here we have Stockwell signing autographs to skateboarders and BMXers. This is way before the weekend collaboration and collaborations. We were collaborating with all the extreme sports on this tour. So it was pretty cool. All these guys were stoked on Stockwell. This was the park. There's not any footage of it on this tape. I do have footage on other tapes where Stockwell killed it, and he was also skating it in the edit that came out in 2004. Here we have Pancho had just got his hand slammed in the door by shooting.
Yeah. Like stuck?
Oh man.
Yeah, I was like,
that had to hurt. I've had that happen to me before.
You sounded so
Schude will be coming on my podcast, on a Done Now Blading podcast. He was staff photographer for Daily Bread, shot some of the most iconic photos, did some iconic tricks. He was an amazing skater, did that backside on a rail in No One's Children, which is amazing. Amazing. Here, we're at the Flintstone Village. We were just going to drive by. We saw they had camping, so we ended up staying at the Flintstone Village, a replica of Bedrock built in the 50s. And to get inside the actual village, you had to pay $15 a person. But Schude had AAA, and with AAA, everyone got it for free, which saved us like $100, which is incredible. It was like the best AAA discount I've had. Anyway, we shot a lot of stuff in the Flintstone Village. If you saw the Vicious Tour article in Daily Bread, it has a photo of everybody sliding down a tail of a dinosaur. That was at Flintstone Village. After that, we went to the Grand Canyon, which is this footage here. There's a lot of Grand Canyon footage on another tape where we shot some team ads with the banner, the flag we made. Here it's just Pancho playing with a squirrel. And this is the skate park on the way to Lake Havasu. Like, we were going to end this trip in Lake Havasu. The trip actually started in San Diego. We went to the Salton Sea. We went to Glamis Sand Dunes. Then we did Phoenix. Then we did Flagstaff. Then Kingman, Arizona, to this skate park on the way to Lake Havasu. And this is Cheshire with a line at this park that is pretty sick. The first one he does it pretty good, but the audio cut out. I'm not sure what happened to audio. That was really clean. That was a really good line. He does it again several times. I actually cut out a bunch of the attempts because he tried it a lot more. But no reason to watch it all. We get this kind of gist of what he's doing here. Cheshire was really good at rollerblading as well. I mean, everybody on his team was really good at rollerblading. The only person who didn't come on this tour was Mikey Yeager. He came for the photo shoots that we had in our backyard, for the Vicious ads and stuff like that, but he didn't come on tour. He didn't want to come on tour. I'm not sure why, but he just wasn't feeling it, so we had everybody else, on the team at that point, which Cheshire didn't actually stay on the team for that long because he kind of disappeared. And then the team grew. If you've seen Vicious Sleaze, I mean, Vicious had a massive team of amazing skaters from all around the world. But this is the original Vicious crew. And on our family bonding trip in Arizona. And sadly, for how big Vicious was and how much Vicious did, this was the only Vicious tour that we ever made. And looking back, I wish we would have done a Vicious tour, a couple times a year, but it didn't happen. But that's those days are long gone. That's another Vicious shirt that he's wearing that we made in the backyard. It's just a Sleaze graphic printed once, unlike the backyard, which is a Sleaze graphic painted, screened 5 times, right? So, or not the Sleaze, just the backyard logo, right? The Vicious stencil. I don't even know what I'm saying. This park here in Kingman, this is obviously Lonnie filming. I'm filming long angle when Lonnie stops filming here, on my tape, I film Sean Santamaria on a sledge, which Sean does a line here shortly, but Sean ended up hitting his shin on that angle iron and splitting it open pretty bad. So after that end of the session, we ended up going into town, going to the grocery store, getting super glue and pizza, Little Caesars, and fixing his shin. And the footage, we have footage from that whole process, and some woman who's freaking out at us, all sorts of stuff. That's on another tape, and we will watch that sometime when that comes up in the future. I mean, hundreds of tapes to go through, so I'm not promising you any order of things coming, but eventually it'll come to this channel, and you can watch all sorts of crazy raw clips. And I am looking forward, though, to getting all these Vicious tapes together. I think I will focus on having them come up sooner so I can work on that Vicious tour video project. And well, let me know. Do you guys want to see the Vicious tour video project? You gals and guys want to see the Vicious tour project? I want to know. Let me know in the comments below. Cheshire had really good stuff. Really good stuff. And it's sad, you know, that he kind of faded away and had some troubles. But in this era, you know, it was incredible to spend some time with him. And I was never really that close with Cheshire, you know, except when he came to visit in San Diego. But he was a really cool kid to spend time with on this tour. Sean Santamaria is one of my favorite people ever. Love him to death. And hopefully I will see him at Bitter Cold Showdown. If I make it, I think I'm going to drive. Let me know if you're going to Bitter Cold. I'd love to see you all there if I make it. And, you know, feel free to come up to me and say hi or whatever. Now, this is the last spot on the tape. It's actually not skated. It's a rail in Lake Havasu. There's me at the top filming with Pancho. A hero shows up to save the day, to save the rail, and kick us out, and he stole Schude's flash. You can see he has Schude's flash in his hand. And I talked to Schude today. He didn't remember this incident. I'll have to show him this footage, obviously. This is the second time I filmed with Ryan, where he would shoot photos and somebody took his flash. The first time was in San Diego. We were filming Ronnie Batista, and another hero came into the scene and stole his flash. So Ryan had bad luck with me, but we will talk about that when I get Ryan on the podcast. So start thinking of your questions for Ryan Schude on the future podcasts coming up very soon here on the Dead and Now Blading YouTube channel. Here I am with our GL1 classic 4x4 shirt. This was right after Leading the Blind came out, so this is the era we're talking about. And we've got the whole crew here in their summer gear, and that's it. I don't actually know if Ryan got his flashback. He doesn't remember this incident. So much happened, obviously, you know, filming, security guards, people like that, heroes come out to save the day. A lot of that happened when we filmed so much back in those days. So he doesn't remember the incident. I don't remember what happened. Like, I'm sure nobody remembers. We've been trying to figure out who shot the photo of Pat Lennon doing the Misty Flip over the pickup truck for the very first 4x4 ad. No one knows who did it. Even the photographers don't know if they shot it or not. Like, no one remembers who was there. For some reason, we don't have photo credit in the ad. Like, so it's just, you know, that era, it's so long ago. It feels like yesterday in a way, but then it's also a lifetime ago. So yeah, and I really hope you enjoyed this episode. Let me know what you think about it. Let me know what you thought about the skating. Let me know what you want to see in the future. Make sure to hit the like button. Subscribe to this channel if you haven't already. Hit the bell icon to be notified anytime I upload new videos to this channel. I have links to my social media in the description below. I have Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Go ahead and follow me on those. I have lots of cool content that you won't see on YouTube on my social media. And if you want to support this channel, you like what I'm doing, I have a Patreon page. You can visit the link to that in the description below as well. Consider becoming a Patreon member. It really helps me out to make a little bit of extra money to focus on doing these videos because they do take a lot of time. I want to thank you all for joining me today here for episode 14 of The Vault. I look forward to seeing you all very soon back here on the Dead and Now Blading YouTube channel. Bye.